We're waiting to find out if Governor Greitens will be charged with another crime. Greitens is accused of using a charity donor list to raise money for his campaign for governor. Right now, the case is in the hands of the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office, but she only has a few days left before the statute of limitations runs out. Greitens is already facing a trial next month on charges of invasion of privacy. I'm joined now by Chuck Todd, moderator of Meet the Press. And Chuck, the big news here is the Governor Greitens investigation. What are people in Washington saying about his political and legal troubles that have been such big news here?
Well, it's interesting. Look, Washington has been looking at the Greitens situation almost totally, at least the people focused on it the most are those that are most concerned about the battle for the control of the U.S. Senate. And you might think, why is that? Well, obviously, the Missouri Senate race is an important piece of the puzzle. Claire McCaskill running for re-election, the Attorney General, Josh Hawley, the likely Republican nominee, or certainly the Republican that Washington power brokers would like to see as the nominee. And because of that, the Greitens situation has been sort of a bit on the radar. But I'll be honest with you, most of them are just waiting for not if Greitens resigns, but trying to figure out when is this going to happen. I mean, the reaction is sort of perplexed that he is fighting this so much, considering that he seems to have lost all political support, that there seems to be an unrecoverable amount of political support that he's lost within his own party, whether it's in the legislature, his own cabinet. And so I would just say befuddlement for those that are focused on it on the Republican side of the aisle, because they are fearful that this Greitens situation is only going to be helpful to Claire McCaskill.
It's going to really muddy the waters as we head into that big Senate race in November. Right. And is anyone coming up with any answers? Greitens is saying he's not going to resign. What is the impact?
No, I think that's why you saw Josh Hawley go out of his way to find something to start investigating him on. I think Plan A was to see if they could pressure him into resign and sort of get rid of the issue. Plan B is now for Josh Hawley to essentially burnish anti-Greitens credentials. And he's started an investigation, I think, in campaign finance, if I'm not mistaken, on how he may have handled some political donations, in addition to what the city of St. Louis is investigating him on and so forth. So I think it's more about, for Hawley, can he separate himself and at the same time not alienate whatever support base there is for Greitens. But it's my sense that really that Greitens doesn't have a reservoir of grassroots support that is clamoring for him to dig in his heels.
All right, Chuck Todd, we know you'll be covering it all this Sunday, 8 a.m. on Meet the Press, right here on 5 on Your Side. Great to see you as always.